Now it's my spoiler question.
Sure.
Spoiler warning for VHS 85. If you have not watched the movie, this is your time to push pause, go do something else, watch the movie, and then come back and push play on this video. All right, let's talk about that last shot now. Many questions. I guess I'll start here. For the ultimate design of what Rory truly is, what would you say is the biggest difference between like draft one, version one of that design, and what you wound up with in the finished film?
Oh, the biggest difference from where we started and where we ended up. Well, look, in the very beginning, it really was just a boy watching television. And somewhere along the way, it derailed into something altogether, and we really love the idea of a metamorphosis, something that was changing. It also felt right for the wrap, because every time you come back to the wrap, I hope you're trying to figure out what the wrap is.
Yes.
So Rory's transforming, the piece is transforming. It starts as a kid watching a television, then you come back to it as it's scientist watching a kid watching a television. You're going, what is this thing? It's a documentary for a while, and then it's not. And then you get the raw footage of the entire thing. So we just wanted to keep the ball in the air, so to speak. In the final design, I will say, was the last thing that we came to. And I called Keith Thompson, the great Keith Thompson, who has designed, I've worked with probably 5 times now. And he always has a marvelous way of digging into whatever we're up to and bringing something weird and new to the surface, and really challenging us too, because he'll have a billion questions on how something works, and Rory was no exception. So
were there any particular monster movie inspirations that you applied to that design?
We did. We watched, Evan and I went, we got a cabin for a night and up in Big Bear, and we were just like, okay, what are we going to do with this wraparound? And we watched Dreamscape, From Beyond, and Videodrome that night. Those were, it wasn't a conscious thing. Those were just the movies we put on, and metabolized that in some way or another. On a drive back the next morning, this was what happened. Yeah.
I mean, this just speaks to how often I watch this movie. A lot of the tentacle action made me think of Independence Day in the lab scene.
Yeah.
There's one shot in particular where one of the scientists is pushed up against the door and you see the tentacles coming into frame, and I'm like, oh, I like what that reminds me of right now.
Yeah. Beware, filmmakers, when you commit to doing practical tentacles in a oner. That was challenging.
So I'll end with this question, because you emphasized early on how difficult this particular shot sequence was. Can you isolate maybe the toughest thing of the bunch, the thing that on set would make someone go, I can't believe that's what it looks like on set, but then that's what it looks like on screen in the finished product?
Well, the tentacles might be the answer there. I mean, the Russell effects, which did a wonderful job on the piece. We always say when you're working with practical stuff, 2 frames to the right and left of everything that's on camera is just a total disaster. You're always, it's always somebody in a rubber suit with a crab claw trying to, make it look real. In this case, we just had puppeteers hidden in corners behind doors hanging. I mean, we had one puppeteer who was on a ladder leaning over a door, who's basically out of frame. It took a lot of strength. Actually, his tentacles are pretty heavy. And then the tentacles had a hose running through the center of them. So off camera, there's also somebody with an air compressor just blowing air into it constantly, so the thing has life to it and it's expanding. And it's always a bit unpredictable when you have, monsters on a wire. You don't really know what's going to happen. You don't really know where it's going to land. So you shoot a lot of takes.
This is why I sit in this seat, why I love my job. This kind of movie magic fascinates me to no end, and I appreciate the work that goes into it so much. Huge congratulations on VHS 85. Hurry up, make more of them.
Awesome. Always a pleasure. Thank you.